On this episode, we talk about PK Subban turning into Slash. We get into the playoffs, and we debate to the point where we have to slap Greg across the face. So get comfy and find out why. And welcome back to another episode of the Breakout Podcast. Sadly, I got Greg.
Why has it got to be sadly?
Because
you're just unfortunate.
Okay, I'm unfortunate.
It's kind
That's
of
what we have to go with. And look.
Hi.
And, as always, yeah.
Okay.
So, how do you guys think that the playoffs started yesterday? For the Penguins.
For the Penguins. Okay. That's all that matters.
And yeah pretty much. Because
that's
all Pittsburgh cares about is ourselves, right?
For the first 5 games, and then we'll care about the other ones.
Yeah, it's self-absorbed right now.
5, 6. Maybe 6.
5,
Come
6.
on. I think they're going to make it to 6.
No sweeps.
They'll fight till 6. We'll be like, maybe game 7. Maybe this team has a chance. And then they'll suck.
No,
game 6
I think
I was talking about us winning in 5.
Oh, you think we're going to win in 5?
No.
No, not at all. I was thinking of losing in 5. I think that's what I put down in the bracket.
Yeah, because you can't get
I did
swept.
5 or 6.
That's just embarrassing.
What?
Getting swept.
Oh, no. I think we got at least one win in us.
We'll get at least 1, maybe 2. Give us a little vote of confidence. I think with this team, the way we played last night, the first period, we were shorthanded the whole time. So
Steve Downey.
Yeah, Crosby had like 3-4 minutes game time, so it wasn't too great. Neither goal I don't think it was Fleury's fault. It looked like the second one might have hit off Spalling's skate and then redirected on him, which hard to stop.
Well, I mean, Crosby and Malkin didn't produce at all in that game. Not a single point. I didn't watch it, so I don't really know how they did in the game per se.
But playoff performer Blake Homo.
Yeah. Well, one thing Crosby did is he won 75% of his faceoffs.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
That's ridiculous.
That's an impressive
pretty good.
percentage. Yeah. That's a very impressive percentage.
Which is why don't you play him on the penalty kill, at least for the face-offs at that point?
He pretty much has to stay out there unless they win it.
In the first period, when it's your 4th
will.
penalty, and you still have Max Lapierre and Daniel Winnick going out there, I saw him almost every time on the penalty kill.
I do like Crosby on the penalty kill, just for the sheer fact. I mean,
it's a threat.
You put Taves on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Why can't you put Crosby?
It's not like I don't think Crosby's that bad in his defensive zone. I think for the most part he's a smart player, and for the most part he's not a selfish player in the defensive zone.
No, and then there's that threat too. It's going to make the defense. If he gets the puck, the defense is backing up. They're not going to pressure him.
When you have Max Lapierre skating in front of Daniel Winnick, and Daniel Winnick catches up to him, it's like that's not very threatening on the penalty kill.
And one thing, Crosby played about 19 minutes,
which is still a good percent, but he should be playing around 25.
Yeah.
But then,
there's more.
Daniel Winnick played 15 minutes.
Really, that's it.
Well,
I thought he was playing on Sid's line most of the night. They threw Bennett up there a little bit.
They threw Bennett on Sid's line.
Yeah,
I like that.
It didn't work.
It didn't work?
No, because he's still on the left side, and you can just see that he can't
He needs to be on the right wing.
He can't take a pass on the left side at all, especially in the defensive zone. It's sad, and I don't see how many coaches are going to have to come in here to realize Bo Bennett was drafted as a right wing. Maybe he should play right wing.
Yeah,
and if you've ever played hockey, there's a difference.
There's a huge difference. It's taking the pass. And
he has to catch it on his backhand, which is much harder than catching it on your forehand.
Yeah. Sid makes it look easy.
Well, because he's the best player in the world for now.
I like playing right wing as a righty, just in my standpoint, because you can deke to the middle and still have it on your forehand. But I know you're supposed to play on the left wing if you're a right-handed player.
That's actually called your off.
It's fantastic and all.
Really?
But
if you're on the left wing, you're a right-handed player.
No.
All right, whatever. What were you going to say?
Did you just you think McDavid could be better than Crosby? Do you think so? You really think?
He's
most likely not, but he could be.
Could be.
There's potential there.
I don't see it happening really, but
he's
going to be like McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon was great his first year, but this year not so much.
Well, that's
normal most of the time.
Sophomore slump.
We talked about sophomore slump. But the thing is McKinnon, I don't think he could have the sophomore slump because he was playing on the first line at times in his rookie season.
That's true.
So he was getting that extra ice time.
Yeah, sophomore slumps are usually, I'm a third line winger. I'm doing awesome. And then the next season, let's move you up to first, second line.
And then you're playing the better players.
And you aren't actually as good. But then you'll eventually fill into that role and you'll be a superstar.
Well, that's kind of like saying whenever Crosby was coming in the NHL, is Crosby the next Lemieux?
Well, he scored over 100 points in his rookie season.
To live up to the hype. Because the Penguins were atrocious that year, and Crosby still had 100 points.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw
Did he win the score or the points?
He did not win the rookie of the year.
No, this season. This season. Did he win top points?
Jamie Benn came in and steal. Wait, Ovechkin won rookie of the year, right? Or was it?
Yeah, Ovechkin.
Okay, I just want to make sure
I think we said this before, but the three Calder Trophy candidates was Crosby, Malkin, and
Ovechkin.
Or sorry, Crosby, Ovechkin, and it wasn't Malkin.
Who was that? Jack John? No, not Jack Johnson.
Dion Phaneuf.
Dion Phaneuf. Jesus Christ.
The pylon.
I would have not guessed.
Very far third.
He was on the NHL.
He was
NHL
good.
9.
Yeah, on the Flames.
Well, that was after his rookie year. I sound like an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
Still,
I'm so bad at remembering.
4 years later.
What happened to him? He was such an offensive threat on Calgary, and then he just
crazy slap shot too.
He can't hit the net.
Breaking 2 pieces of glass in the same game.
That's crazy.
I
That's
mean,
pretty good.
Yeah, that's not as good as.
Do you think does Toronto have a plague? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Toronto just ruins players.
Phil Kessel's kind of playing through the plague. He didn't play his best season this year, but that's not
I don't
his
think
fault.
it makes them bad per se their whole career. I just think when they're in Toronto, they don't play as well.
But
Because
that's just
François
a bad team that they're building. They don't play well together. It's not they're not building chemistry on that team.
Well, they should. They haven't. They have done roster rehauls, but their main guy is Tyler Bozak. Somehow, I don't.
But
think
that's
he's
the
a
same
top
thing.
guy.
You could say the same
Phil
thing about
Kessel,
the Penguins. We've kept the same core, but we're not building chemistry on this team.
That's questionable. That's 100% questionable because it's not like there hasn't been chemistry throughout the season. It just all of a sudden disappears, which does not make sense to me. But
who on the 2009 Stanley Cup winning Penguins are still here? Playing right now.
Crosby, Malkin.
Crosby, Malkin,
Fleury. Martin came after that. Scuderi, but he left and came back.
Yeah.
Craig
Adams
Adams
was on the team, wasn't he?
He wasn't. He came next year.
Okay.
Craig Adams was there.
He's not playing.
Craig Adams doesn't count at all.
He's not playing.
He's still on the team.
He's on the team, but he's not playing.
Okay.
Like Dupuis doesn't count.
That's true.
Kunitz.
Yeah, Kunitz.
So 5 players.
Is that it?
Letang's out, so he doesn't count.
What was our we had Scuderi, Gill, Letang, Orpik, Gonchar.
Can I analyze our problem right now?
Golgoski. He wasn't there when we wanted.
Well, he's still in the Penguins organization.
Who?
Go?
No, we traded him for. We traded him.
That's how we got Neil.
Neil and Niskanen.
Okay. But can I just analyze right now, just our defense in general? The issue isn't that we don't have good defensemen playing in the defensive zone. The issue is moving the puck through the neutral zone with speed on the stick. They can't do it as well as Chris Letang. They can't make that long pass through the neutral zone and hit them with speed coming through.
And Poliat's relatively good at that as well.
But he's also out.
Yeah. And so is Mata.
We're missing our top 3 defensemen.
We're missing the puck movers.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what this team's based off of.
We have the solid defensive defensemen, but we have no offensive.
But when this team, Sid's line used to do dump and chaser once in a while, but you had Dupuis and you had Kunitz, who at the time was very good at winning battles on the wall, especially Dupuis, because he was so fast, and he'd get in there and he's right on the puck, just forcing off the wall.
Yeah.
So I don't see why we're still trying that with players who aren't as fast.
And if you've ever played hockey, you understand the fact that the player that's behind the defenseman coming with speed is going to be ahead of the defenseman if you hit him in stride.
Yeah.
And that's what Chris Letang can do. He'll hit you in stride, and you're coming with speed. You're going to score. If you're hitting Crosby,
that's especially how Malkin's so good at. He's so good at getting the puck with speed and then making plays happen.
Exactly, and we've talked about how moving through the neutral zone, Crosby or Malkin are always impeded. But if you're hitting them with speed when they don't have the puck and then they get the puck, that's how you can create opportunities and they won't get impeded.
Speaking of Malkin, do you think he's playing injured? He looks like he's playing injured. Have you heard anything?
I'm not sure. Like I said, me and Greg actually didn't see the game last night.
Yeah, we were doing.
You might have heard things because I've heard people saying, "Oh, Gino looks like he's playing injured," and I watched and he does look like he's playing injured.
Which a lot of players do in the playoffs. Who was it on Boston?
Not Marchand. Bergeron. Punctured lung, fractured rib, all kinds of stuff.
And he was played through it.
But But Bergeron was also played very well.
Yes.
Malkin's.
And that could be a little bit of a mental standpoint too.
Yeah, Bergeron is a tough guy.
Yeah, I can see Malkin as a tough guy, but not a tough he's not.
He's more offensive.
Not a good Canadian kid. Not a good Canadian kid.
True. Do you think it's also a problem with the Penguins' depth?
For sure. Compared to the Rangers, they just they can't match up with that depth. Their defense is 10 times better right now.
Well, because they can move the puck too.
Well,
playing good.
That Yandel trade kind of opened them up for the power play to have more of a threat up there because McDonough has cannon, but Yandel is he just makes everything happen.
Yeah, if you're having your captain on your second line power play, that's just great.
For sure. But I think him and Yandel were playing together on the first line a little bit last night. It was interesting. But and then offensively, they've two very fast guys who fit in their top six and their bottom six in Hagelin and
Hagelin's got some
Zuccarello.
speed.
Hagelin and Zuccarello. Yeah, they're both super fast, and they're both.
They're decent.
They're doing what we're trying to do, but better because they have a better pieces for it.
Well, I think the stats been thrown around in the past 2 years playing the Rangers in the playoffs. We have 4 goals.
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, that's
4 goals.
Part of that's Henrik Lundqvist. Like you can't.
You got him and a defense behind him, and we don't have a good enough offense to get it around.
Now he has a better. Now they have better defense
exactly.
than last year.
How can? It's a surprise we scored 1. I didn't watch the game, but it's a surprise we scored 1.
It was just a nice passing play. Tillman was wide open. It would have been sad if he missed it, but you can't blame Fleury for that one. Fleury kept us in that whole game.
He faced 31 shots. He's playing great.
He's kept us in the whole season. And any Joe Schmo that says Fleury's the issue,
38 shots. I'm sorry.
That's an old like maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago. Fleury didn't have that mentality, but I think comes with age is more experience, and he's ready to not listen to people and just play his game.
That's why he's the third star of the game last night.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was Carey Price quoted. He said, goalies have to have a short-term memory. They can't remember the past. They have to focus on the now.
Yeah.
You can't realize that goal last game, I could have had it, couldn't have. You have to just focus on what you're doing now. Otherwise, you'll be like Tim.
Our goalie, like that hockey team that all you guys know about.
And you'll get one in, and then you'll just lose the rest of it.
Well, we've seen hot goalies in the past come in and just win it for Jonathan Quick the first time the Kings won the Cup. Devin Dubnyk had a great run down the stretch ending the season. He helped the Wild make the playoffs. Do you think he can keep up and stay consistent enough to get the Wild far?
It's a questionable because is he coming in hot or is he actually that good?
I don't know because last year Dubnyk was
fourth. He was the fourth goalie on Montreal.
Yeah, and he was traded around like 3 times.
Yep.
But it's the same thing.
And he was an Oiler, so.
For the Wild, the Oilers thought maybe they could run with Dubnyk.
Oh yeah, if you saw oil change, one of their multiple. When do you think they're actually going to get their oil changed?
Never.
Never.
They've just been dealing with some mechanic who's like, I'll get to it eventually.
We'll just try putting in some more old oil.
Yeah, old oil works.
But it was the season before he got traded, and he's like, we are going to stick with Dubnyk. That's it.
Yeah,
Why did I say Dubnyk or whatever?
They tried, and he had a coach down in, I think it was Arizona. He helped him with his form. He used to kind of do some weird like claw kind of grab with his glove, and now he has better form. He's smarter about when he should challenge, when he should stay back.
Do you think it's also helping him that he went around to like 4 different goalie coaches?
I think so, especially not Carolina, Arizona's, because they reformed Mike Smith and they made him and they made him a huge contract.
Yep.
So
I think a goalie coach can really help a goalie just in general.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, like Fleury.
Yeah.
New goalie coach.
He had that and he had sports counseling and he finally was able to get to it. But
I was gonna throw in the standpoint of just like Scott Darling, he came in. He's a no name.
Well, a no name. He was pretty good throughout the season.
But he's still a no name.
He came up and he proved that he should be their backup because Antti Raanta was their backup before. He proved he deserved to at least be a number 2.
Yeah, so he beat out the other goalie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Crawford's a great goalie, but do you think he's also what makes him part of what's so great is his defense in front of him?
Exactly.
Because I think that with a lot of teams, especially not the Coyotes again. Jesus Christ, I don't like keeping the Coyotes. The Predators.
Yeah.
They make Pekka Rinne into such a great goalie. He's an amazing, tremendous goalie. But they keep the puck away more often.
Pekka Rinne's glove is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He gloves everything. So anything towards the net, it's frozen. And they're going to let their face-off man they're going to let their center get the puck.
Yeah.
Anytime they can.
What do you guys think about the Ottawa goalie, Andrew Hammond?
The Hamburger.
The Hamburger, yeah.
Well, that's his name.
I don't know how to feel about
his first game. He came in and he didn't have a great game, but he kept it. I think they ended up losing 4-3. Was that what that score was? No. 4-3. Yeah, that's what I thought. And you could say it was one game because Carey Price also let up 3 goals as well.
Yeah,
so
this playoffs I've been much happier with because in the past playoffs all the games 1-0, 2-1. There's no goals being scored. It's a dump and chase. Get the puck.
Kind of slow.
Yeah, and it's not fun hockey to watch.
But it's effective.
It's effective, but
smart.
In in the Blackhawks game or any game I've pretty much watched besides the Capitals game. The Capitals game was kind of a little bit dump and chase, but other than that, it's been up and down, back and forth, scoring chances all the time, good saves, like good passes, and that's the kind of hockey the NHL wants.
Yeah, for sure. But I think whenever you're a goalie and you only give up 2 to 3 goals, preferably 2, you're at least giving your chance a team to win. So I think Andrew Hammond has proved in the past that he was only letting in around 2 goals for like the first 16, 17 games.
Yeah,
that's gonna help your team win in the playoffs for sure. And I don't see Ottawa being able to upset Montreal.
Well,
it's such a solid team.
Yep. Plus Montreal up 2-0 in the series, won 3-2 in overtime today, from a goal by Alex Galchenyuk.
Speaking of that, in my bracket, having them winning in 5.
You have them winning? Oh, okay.
I believe me too.
I think 5. I don't think you get to 6 games with this team. Just Carey Price is a world class goalie. He has a tremendous MVP worthy offense.
Pacioretty's back.
Yeah,
he scored a great goal tonight.
Yeah. And PK Subban, or Slash, as some people are calling him nowadays, is a tremendous player who also got a goal tonight.
I just don't know how you go from. I mean, even in my bracket, just in general, I put 2 first seeds in the final. I have St. Louis and the Canadiens in the final.
Yeah.
But I know that kind of sounds bad picking 2. I won't pick any upsets, but it's just true. They're 2 great teams.
And another thing I want to point out, Montreal, as far as I have noticed throughout the whole year, they don't have a captain yet, do they?
They have 4 alternates.
Which is, I think, is a good thing because you're giving your top guys and you're giving an actual leader on your team a chance to prove that they deserve to be a captain. And when it comes to playoff time, I think that's something that can help a player motivate themselves to come up and be like, you know what, I'm going to take this team to the Stanley Cup and I'm going to prove I should be the captain.
Plus, it's also part of the heritage of the Canadiens. They're not just going to have some guy be the captain of the Montreal Canadiens.
That's true.
Superstar, like legends, have been the captain of the Montreal Canadiens.
At one point, weren't they running more than one captain?
Yeah, they were.
It's a big standard to uphold, is what.
Whenever the team was first going, it wasn't the quote like, "We don't have just one captain on this team. We have multiple captains."
Yep, we have 18. Something like that.
Something stupid.
Everyone's a leader.
Yep. Well, also, Ottawa took twice as many penalties as Montreal in that game.
Really?
Do you think
they have Chris? I mean, going into that game, they knew that this game might get dirty because of this slash for PK Subban. Like Chris Neal was saying before the game started, "Oh, you better keep your head up, PK. I'll be out there running for you."
Can we talk about the slash a little bit more? A little more in depth.
Did you guys see it?
Yeah, have we seen it?
Well, I saw it live.
I mean, apparently you guys don't watch the Penguin game, so I don't know.
We had a game. We were busy.
The first playoff game.
But how?
Busy.
How?
We won.
The first one's never important. But,
exactly.
All right, but how do you feel about it? Was it dirty? Did he dive?
No, it was.
I think
it was
no.
Because everyone's been saying he's
everything
diving.
played out exactly how it should. PK respectably said, "Yeah, they got the call right." He slashed him in the wrist. That hurts a lot.
Yeah, I think
he didn't act.
It's nerves though. For one thing, I think 2 Canadian teams playing each other in the playoffs. It's like a lot of people watching this game because who doesn't love hockey in Canada?
But I think if you're going after a player,
you're sending a message in a way.
One thing, I don't think the intent to injure. I don't think so.
No,
but you know what you're doing when you're slashing at somebody.
Well, there's slashes all the time. If you got him like up here, just another inch higher or another inch lower instead of right where there's the open spot of in between your elbow pad and glove where there's no padding, nothing would have happened.
Yeah, but he was far. He was stretched out to make that play. So
I just feel like if you're gonna get back at a player, like the reason it happened was because of the play in the neutral zone. I don't know the 2 players, but
it was Subban and Mark Stone.
I don't think Subban was in the neutral zone. It was another one of his players.
Yeah.
But he took a shot at he took a shot with the butt end of the stick at the chops.
Really?
The one guy, yeah. So he said on the bench, he said, "I'm coming for you." So after that, he comes down and he slashes him. But I think if you're doing that, is this the point where fighting in the game, this is where you fight someone. You don't take a slash at them. You drop the gloves. Is that a point where fighting in hockey is needed?
No.
No?
Fighting in hockey isn't needed.
Or you get him...
But it gets the fans pumped up.
Yeah, I love watching fights, but it's not needed.
If you're pissed at this guy, you don't break his wrist with a slash. You fight him.
Well, then you're going to break his face, break his hand.
But that's an honorable thing, not just going past him and, I'm going to slash your wrist.
Or you'd light a big hit on him. Don't fight him.
It was 100% unnecessary.
No, yeah, no.
Like maybe take a hit, like try and get a good hit on him. Don't slash him. Like, come on. Well, if you would have actually like full on broken his wrist, then you're looking at a suspension.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's so stupid when you're PK Subban and your team needs you.
And what do you think about? Well, the reason PK got kicked out of the game was because Mark Stone was injured.
Well, so he said.
So he went down the.
But he did have a fractured wrist.
Well, okay, but then he
came.
Then Mark Stone came back and played.
Because he played through it.
Well, should PK be allowed to play then, since he wasn't injured?
He was the way that the announcers said is that if you call a major on a slash, a 5-minute major, it has to be a game misconduct.
Well, no, the only reason that there would be a major is if it's an injury.
Which he was injured at the time.
Well, then why not reverse it?
You can't. I don't think you can at that
point.
Well,
no, I know you can't.
Yeah.
Why
if
not
there was a rule to do that,
you 100% can. Whenever this season happened, there was a point where they said, I think it was a no goal by Crosby. And then they came back and... no, it was a penalty. They gave a penalty to Crosby, and then they said, you know what? We made this call wrong because of what ended up happening. And they took the penalty back. So at the same time, can't you say, well, you know what? At the time we thought he was injured, but he wasn't. He came back. That's so true. You guys are obviously trying to play some games on us. PK's back in. Go get your stuff on. We're not going to stop the play for you, but when you're ready to go, you can get back in the game.
But at that point, if you were Strome, you would just leave.
Stone.
If you were him, you would just. If I was the coach, I'd say leave.
I'd be like, we're taking PK Subban.
You're literally you're staying out the rest of the game because you're taking PK out.
He's their second leading scorer still.
But you're still taking PK Subban.
He's also their second leading scorer.
So you're
taking out a defenseman though too versus a forward.
Still, they're not going to take their Ottawa, who isn't scoring enough goals. They're not going to take their second leading scorer out just so they can make their life a little bit easier.
We're talking hypotheticals here anyway.
Well, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just agree with you to end the argument, but it was just in general that game was just ridiculous. That was back and forth. What was it, 4-3 at the end?
Yeah, it was the final score. I think. How'd that game go down? Didn't they score with like a few minutes left? If my memory serves, maybe that could have been a different game. It totally could be wrong, but I swore the last goal came with only a few minutes left.
It was just an excellent game all around.
3 minutes left by Montreal, by Brian Flynn.
All right, that's what. Yep, Brian. That guy, that good guy from Buffalo.
Who are the Capitals playing? They're playing the Islanders. Well,
yes.
I know I watched the Capitals-Islanders game because I was at work and I could watch it on my phone, which I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, speaking of that, I was watching all 3 games at the same time. I was watching one on my TV and then 2 on 2 phones. It was great.
It was excellent.
Is it free to watch right now?
On NBC.
On the NBC ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I was watching 2 NBC games on my phones and then the NHL Network one on my TV.
That's awesome.
But
it's a great way to watch playoff hockey.
The Islanders Capitals game, I noticed that they played the Capitals were on them nonstop. The Capitals just couldn't score.
Yeah.
They were getting shots on. Ovi was playing excellent, but then a couple times they just broke down and let up a goal. And once they let up that goal and the Islanders got the lead, they played that chip and were trapped in neutral zone. And that's all they didn't score the rest of the game.
I think the X factor for the Capitals is Braden Holtby, and if I saw right, did he not get hurt tonight?
Yeah, he didn't play. He didn't start tonight.
Okay, well that's huge for the Capitals.
And then also Holtby only had an 88 save percentage.
Really, after the first game. Well, you expect that in this series. This is going to be a high scoring series. And if a goalie can steal you a game, then that's nice, but it's just unlikely to happen.
Pollock had the 96.
Really?
And they both had 25 and 26 shots.
Wasn't the first game, wasn't it closer?
This is the first game.
This is the first game. I thought that was the second game.
No, we're talking about the first game.
Yeah, I was talking about the first game.
Okay, so was that... Did you guys watch it
that was
2 nights ago?
That was the first day.
The 15th. Right.
Well, can I talk about, in general, do you think the NHL's trying to kind of make this kind of like March Madness? Not good...
Explain how you think that.
So... In March Madness, I don't watch basketball the entire year. But when March Madness comes around, I fill out a bracket and I watch it.
Yeah. Really?
Because I have now an incentive to watch every single team because I want the bracket to work out my way.
Exactly.
So I have to root for a team.
Like, I hate NBA basketball. I think it's the most boring sport in the world. But I love college basketball.
Just for March Madness.
I like watching the NBA Finals.
Well, then I'll go down to a Pitt basketball game, too, on occasion. It doesn't have to be March Madness,
but you're just going to go sometimes.
Well, yeah, it's like going to a Pirate game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good now, but I still don't... I hate baseball.
Exactly.
Well, I hate watching baseball on TV. It's pretty awful.
Keith can watch baseball.
I like baseball.
On TV?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but most of the time when you go to the games, like especially when the Pirates are bad, I remember a few times we were losing like 10-0, no joke, the one game. And then we looked down and we're like, holy crap, we're losing 10-0. And we had no idea. We were just sitting there just destroying food and talking.
Yeah, you're bullshitting.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, so this draws in new fans just to fill out a bracket. You fill out a bracket and you're saying, all right, no, I want the Capitals to win just because you filled the Capitals to win.
You're giving the Leafs and the Buffaloes, the people from Buffalo, the people from Arizona, a chance to reason to watch the playoffs.
Exactly.
That's a great point. And if that's what it takes to make fans watch hockey, then so be it. Like, I'm fine with that. And you want the sport to grow as much as possible.
And even if it just, like, all right, so let's say that they get a ton of new listeners or new watchers just for the Stanley Cups, but at least 10% of those are now going to start maybe following a new team.
They could. That's a good way to fall in love with a team, is if you pick them from the beginning and then they go to win it all the way.
Exactly. I just feel like in that standpoint, this could bring in a whole bunch of new listeners. And last year, I don't feel like they advertised it enough. They did it. They had a bracket. I don't feel like a lot of people really felt it out. It was kind of like back there
last year.
But this year,
I did. It was bad.
Yeah, but this year there's a lot of people doing this. It's just pretty ridiculous. I mean,
well, since we're on brackets already, how about we talk about the brackets?
Whip out your bracket. That's what I was trying to tell you guys.
Okay. We'll whip out the bracket. It's gonna.
Well, I got mine up. So far, I have St. Louis winning against Minnesota in 6 games.
Okay.
Not looking.
We're gonna post this on our Twitter, by the way.
Of course.
It's already up there.
It's not looking too great. Well, it's only been one game, but our mutual friend Mike Ruffing is making fun of me because he's a Minnesota fan.
Fuck Minnesota.
Chicago winning against Nashville in 7 games.
Okay.
So far, not bad. We'll see what they do tonight. They played.
Well, Patty Kane coming back is a big factor.
I haven't even signed in, so I'm just gonna show you. I'm just gonna post it on the Twitter account.
We're trying to have a discussion though.
Okay.
Just remember.
Jesus.
What do you have?
I know. All right. So I have St. Louis going to.
Who do you have winning?
Who do I have winning in each round?
No, your first round.
Okay. I have Chicago winning. I have St. Louis winning. I have Anaheim winning. I have Calgary winning. I have Washington winning. I have the Rangers winning. I have Tampa Bay winning, and I have Montreal winning.
So we're all relatively close.
Pretty similar to mine, except I have Winnipeg winning in 7, because I think that's going to be a very tight series.
All right, so in your standpoint, we have the Blackhawks possibly versus St. Louis in my bracket.
Mine too.
What do you think about that game? That would be a great series. That's going to be
7 games.
Grinding to the end.
I predicted St. Louis, but I'm probably Blackhawks.
Oh, it's back and forth.
Unless, actually, if Corey Crawford plays soft and then they don't have a spectacular game by Darling, then the Predators will win.
Or, can you see the Rangers versus Washington or New York series? A New York series?
Or Pens, New York?
New York series?
You know what? We all agree around pretty much the same teams, except I think the Islanders are taking this from the Capitals.
I'm starting to think that too.
I did, but I already locked in the Capitals.
What? You're locked in, but I'm just saying, honestly, like, I see that this
Capitals won tonight. I didn't realize.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
Okay.
But I still think the Islanders are going to be able to outscore them.
And I did say 7 games. So
I had 6 games in mind.
I have 7 games. I think that's going to go down tooth and nail. I think they're going to be able to steal games because whoever's hot that night is going to win because they have a lot of offensive guns.
Hopefully wasn't even playing by Gruber.
For sure.
But what do you think about the Calgary-Vancouver series?
I don't know if Calgary can win it, but I want Calgary to win. Because
really
Vancouver's playing really good right now.
Well, what do you think about Sam Bennett?
Sam Bennett came out of nowhere, second NHL game, and was tremendous.
Yeah, he has a point in every game so far.
That's wild.
He's a point per game.
That's crazy.
As an 18-year-old.
It was just like, hey, 18-year-old, we're just going to call you up.
That's us.
It's so random. Like, they just don't care. They're just like, you know what? We're just going to give this 18-year-old a shot. And they did, and it worked out, and it's awesome.
And this Stanley Cup is just a first for everything. It's the closest one in however many years. I think it's since the 80s or maybe the early 90s. It's been the closest points getting into the Cup.
Too early to tell, though.
No, it's points getting into the Cup between teams.
Okay.
It's the closest since the 80s or 90s, I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
So in that standpoint, and it's the first one since the beginning of the NHL that we have this many Canadian teams.
Well, yeah, because normally Calgary doesn't make it.
Winnipeg. Toronto was.
Since there were I think 6 teams were the original NHL.
Yep.
6 teams were the original NHL.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been the first one with this many Canadian teams. It's a first for a lot of
It wasn't
things.
all 6 Canadian teams.
But still, in general.
There was
just Ottawa and Montreal.
No, Toronto, Montreal.
Montreal.
It's still...
Original 6 teams. Toronto, Boston, New York, Montreal, Chicago.
Okay. It's confusing.
New York,
it's hard to
Montreal,
remember the original 6.
But
Boston.
Either way,
Detroit. Yeah.
This is an NHL or a Stanley Cup for the ages. This one is. I already think it's been one of the most entertaining Stanley Cups to watch.
It's only 2 games.
Yeah.
And it's been one of the most entertaining series or Stanley Cups for me to watch at least.
I just think it's too early to tell.
I mean, there's already been 12 games.
Awesome. Hopefully it's going to be awesome. So far it's been awesome, but you don't know. You don't know how it's going to end up being. You don't know how, next thing you know, Carey Price could go down, and then do you think the Canadians are going to be as dominant?
No.
They're still going to be good.
Just like last year.
They're still going to be, well, you don't know. Apparently last year, Tokarski came in and was just like, hey guys, I'm really good. So.
Well, they still lost.
And
they would have beat them if not.
Probably.
If Kreider didn't just take a big
going
run
to goalies, what do you think the Blackhawks, do you think they keep their starter the whole time?
Well, he played tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's your starter. You don't just bail on him because one good game.
Do you think that you put in the backup maybe a couple games?
If you see Crawford struggling,
no, you pull him. You don't start.
You never start.
You never start your backup.
That's how you end up causing controversies, and then there's issues, and the next thing you know, you trade both Roberto Luongo and Corey Schneider.
Oh, Vancouver. But actually, Corey Crawford has let in. He had 16 shots against him and 14 saves. So 2 goals on 16 shots. Not great. 87%.
That's not that great.
That's rough.
No.
What happened, Corey? Did you go to a concert and get injured again?
Oh, and he just kicked a stair. And
I mean, we've been to plenty of concerts, so it can get wild.
It happens sometimes. There's some pretty crazy, depending on what concert you go to.
Oh, maybe in the summer we'll bring up some stories.
Oh,
because we got some.
Yeah, we gotta save those. So
we're saving stories for the summer
for the slow
but
season.
Little teaser. We got some pretty good stories for the summer.
Oh, and one thing, Chicago has 6 shots in a goal.
What?
Really?
Pekka Rinne has 5 saves.
Are they playing NHL 15 by any chance?
They must be. Patty Kane, I don't even know who scored, but
I wanted to talk about this. What about Patrick Kane now that he's
Patrick Sharp?
Okay, well,
still Patrick.
Either way, Patrick Kane now that he's back.
He's a threat.
He's a threat, but the way that you contain a star player with Patrick Kane is you play him on the boards. You never let him get open.
It's hard to control Patrick Kane.
Well,
but in the first two, no, the first shut up. The first period they contained him. Patrick Kane did nothing. Every time he got the puck, he was hit. Or I actually saw him miss a stick handle one time. They replayed it like 4 times.
That doesn't happen.
Well,
exactly. He missed a stick handle.
Well, every time back, Greg, don't be so rough on him.
Every time he gets the puck, he gets hit. So he's nervous.
Exactly. Well, I don't think he's nervous, but he knows he doesn't have as much time.
That's great.
Exactly.
That's great. Did you see that? Patty Kane it says back, and then he's hanging his
mouth guard out. And it looks like the C.
You'll tweet it.
He'll tweet it. Okay. But what I was gonna say is he only looked good, like really dominant on the power play when he didn't have anybody on him.
Yeah, exactly. You take away his time and space, he's not as good as a player.
Well,
he's a great player, but
no, he just needs to get back in speed.
Yeah, for sure, because
most
of the time you try and contain Patty Kane, and it's like, dude, come on. It's like that. It's that situation where
he's one of the players that can make space.
PK Subban would want to slash him,
but
just because of how good he is with those stick handles.
I understand, but I feel like they did a really good job of containing him.
It was his first game back.
They're containing a one-legged Patty Kane, basically.
But they still did it. They did a very good job at it.
We could contain a one-legged Patty Kane, maybe. Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, it's like containing a Chris Versteeg then.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree with you. It's still Patrick Kane. His hands are still ridiculous.
You said he missed a stick handle.
He didn't miss a stick handle because he was all right. So there was a guy back checking on him, and there was a guy coming up to check him. He was in a trap, and he would have regularly pulled it across through both of them, but he just went, oh no, and dropped it off and missed it. He missed the stick.
It happens
because he just came back.
And it's
wait until Game 7 because that's what's happening in my bracket.
Why do you have to hate on Patrick Kane, Greg? Why do you got to
favorite player?
You sit there and I can tell you better than that. Guys.
I'm not saying I can do. I'm not saying I can do better than that.
Give him time. Give him time.
I'm just saying I think Ottawa's doing a good job. I think Ottawa's doing. Okay.
Greg, shut your mouth. Do you remember how the Blackhawks won the Cup for the first time in recent years? Patrick Kane.
And
was he kind of contained?
He was trying. They were trying. Philly was trying.
They were definitely on top of him, and he just made it happen.
And who was the only one with the vision to see that he scored?
Patrick Kane.
Did
he miss a stick handle?
I don't think he missed a stick handle.
No, because it's not like Patrick Kane. Because you know why?
Did you know why? Was he injured?
No,
I don't think so.
He wasn't injured, and he was playing the whole playoffs.
He probably did.
He did.
And
he was pretty good.
I hate both of you. I'm just trying to say that I think...
You're just trying to say Patrick Kane's bad, and I'm kind of upset by that.
Ottawa's doing a good job at not containing him.
Ottawa.
Patrick Kane, if you're listening, for some odd reason, just come and let Greg try to contain you.
Yeah.
And we'll record a video.
You can even use... How about you use one hand, Patty Kane?
Just one hand and one leg.
Do you think I could post
one hand, one leg.
Any one of us. Do you think... One-on-one Patty Kane.
He would destroy us.
No.
Okay, let him.
Do you think we could at least poke it off his stick?
Once or twice?
Once. I'm saying once, you get 2 tries.
Because that's
two tries? No.
2 tries.
No.
Through you. Do you think you could poke it off his stick?
No.
It'd be very difficult. But
he can go in, but he can't go in between. He has to go in between the
Why are we limiting
Patty
circles?
Kane?
Why are we limiting?
I'm limiting him. Do you think in between the circles you have a goalie against you? Do you think you could poke it off him twice?
Probably.
No.
You don't think you could at least get a stick in there?
No.
I think you'd get it through.
I'm gonna touch the puck.
Yeah.
But he's still gonna get it through me.
Of course.
No. All right, so you're poking it away from that zone.
You're defending Patty Kane.
Yeah, defending Patty Kane.
You can't defend Patty Kane.
And you just
can't defend me.
and you get it off his stick. That's all I'm saying.
Are you saying? Do you think we'll be able to?
Yeah. No. You have 2 tries. You just get it off his stick.
No. That's not gonna happen. You can try as many times.
And Lewis is a very good hockey player.
1 out of 100. That's all you're gonna have. We're not that good.
I understand we're
high school hockey players.
It's next level. It's the level. He's making $12.5 million a year.
He's the best stick handler in the game.
All right, I'll be done talking about the Patty Kane.
Have you ever seen the?
I have seen it. I understand him
wild.
stick handling through the pucks.
It's wild.
I know.
We're like Brandon Bowe League, stick handling through the pucks.
We just slide
right through because we quit.
I understand. It's the same thing with Crosby and his snipes of the stacked pucks in the pyramid.
Yeah, pucks and then.
Do you guys think that was fake?
No, I don't. Because did you see do you think the water bottle one was fake with Nathan McKinnon? Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think it was first try.
Any of the ads are fake. We know that, like the Steven Stamkos, the one with the one where he hits a 100-yard field goal. He has a shooting pad and he slap shots it. It's a 100-yard field goal.
I don't think that's fake.
I think it's just not first try. I just don't think it's
definitely fake. 100%
How do you know?
Fake.
How do you know?
Because they show it and then they cut to the angle where it goes to the field goal post.
2 cameras.
They said that it was fake.
They did?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is 100 yards.
100 yards with a slap shot. You got it off a shooting pad.
He's really good.
100 yards.
Well, Shea Weber hit a wrist shot from the top of the stadium into the net.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's a downward angle. Do you understand how high stadiums are?
Well, I didn't actually see this video.
No,
the video of the Steven Stamkos.
I don't think that was Shea Weber. That was Ryan Getzlaf. It was right after the Olympics.
I don't think it was Ryan Getzlaf.
Maybe. It was definitely the Ducks did it as well.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I think quite a few players have done it.
Yeah, they've done it a bunch of different things, but I don't know if Shea.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
I like the one where Crosby bounces it off the walls onto his stick.
Yeah. You got okay. Everybody, go on your NHL app. Not you guys. I'm telling listeners.
Okay.
It is in the video tab, and then if you tap where it says Editor's Picks,
yeah,
you go down.
Mm-hmm.
It says Stick Handling 101. Okay.
Who's it by?
But it's Nathan McKinnon catches puck on his stick 4 months ago. It is the sickest.
That is hard to find. I'm not doing that.
It's not that far. Really? No, not. Hey, stop. You go click right on the top, right on the banner where it says Editor's Picks. Ooh. Scroll down, hit Stick Handling 101.
Ooh, Stick Handling 101.
And then down a couple.
So
you see Nathan McKinnon right here. Watch that. So what Nathan McKinnon does, it's after the play. There's a couple stick handles. Someone shoots it, hits off the crossbar, goes out. Hits off the net, and Nathan McKinnon is watching it the whole time, he catches it out of midair on his stick, straight from the...
That's pretty rad.
It's awesome. Like, without any effort.
Whoa, that actually is insane.
It's pretty sweet, but you know what's pretty sweet? The draft lottery is tomorrow, so we're going to know what the Connor McDavid sweepstakes and where he's going.
Okay, so whoever gets him automatically gets Connor McDavid. There's no question about it. They're
Why would you
drafting
trade
Connor
that?
McDavid.
Why would you trade that?
Yo, no one would... No.
No one in general. It's
No.
Connor McDavid, whoever gets it.
No one's going to trade their first-round pick unless you're getting Drew Doughty back for it.
And even then, why would the Kings sell Drew Doughty?
Well, no, I was just putting something out there. But
why would any team trade their star player? Because Connor McDavid's going to be great, but...
He might not. I mean,
it's a risk.
And the people that you can think of that had that kind of attention in juniors, you think of Crosby, Tavares, and
Zetterberg.
No, he went 6th round.
Oh, did he?
The buzzer on him was crazy, man. Let me tell you. Everybody wanted Henrik Zetterberg.
So they waited until the 6th round.
It was intense. Teams were fighting all about before that. They're like, hey, you better not draft him. He's not going to a 6th round.
Okay, now I was going to say Spezza. And Spezza
That's who I meant.
Spezza was the whole point.
But
Spezza is a great player,
it's not even
but...
that I don't think teams would trade for Connor McDavid. It's like, why would the team that has the Connor McDavid pick even trade it? Because
I'm not talking about trading it. I'm talking about whoever gets the first-round draft pick doesn't draft Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid is going first overall.
Okay, so
that's all that matters.
All right, so then whoever gets first gets Connor McDavid. That's it.
Well, here's one thing.
Plain and simple.
Well, if Jack Eichel, who is almost definitely going number 2, I'd say definitely going number 2, if he was a defenseman, then you have a controversy of
whether you need offense
if you needed offense or defense, and then they're interchangeable. But they're both forwards.
And even then, normally whoever you think's going first overall goes first overall. Well, even teams like Edmonton that need defense are like, you know what?
Connor McDavid.
Except for the Nathan McKinnon.
It's true.
With Colorado. Seth Jones was supposed to go for their first overall. He went 4th.
But the same thing happened whenever Hall and Sagan got drafted. Fowler. Yeah. And they ended up going like 12th.
By the way, Boston, why'd you get rid of Sagan?
Because he partied too much.
Peter Chiarelli.
No, it's because they were paying him $6 million to play on the 3rd line because they were stupid.
He's so good.
Yeah, why?
Good.
Well, yeah, but
and you know what? Why they traded away Phil Kessel? He was also really good at the time.
And
they got a great deal for him.
To be honest.
Yeah, that's where he had his rookie season.
What year would that be? To be honest, you don't know.
Year before
06, 07?
That's a long
makes
time
sense.
ago.
Yeah.
For his age, he's 25.
Well, Boston's just losing out then. Sorry, Boston.
Well,
now they want to trade Lucic.
Well,
it's like,
they wouldn't have been able to get Sagan. I think the Phil Kessel trade was good.
For them, it worked out.
But
they didn't know. They didn't.
Well, Greg, do you know what happened?
No.
Okay, so let's see. So they traded Phil Kessel first.
Me.
Well, Brian Burke came in and he said, this team needs character. This team needs a new franchise leader. And he went out and he traded a first overall, 2 first overall pick, or 2 not first overall, 2 first round picks for Phil Kessel, along with, there was somebody else.
Some goalie. Right?
No, I don't think that's not when they drafted.
That's a different trade.
That's not when they swapped Raskin. Jesus Christ. Who was that guy? Who was no name goalie now, is not even playing in the NHL.
I can't even think what his name
is.
Raycroft. Andrew Raycroft.
Yep.
Let's see.
Different trade, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was a different trade. So they traded Phil Kessel, and Boston drafted Tyler Sagan and Dougie Hamilton.
Dougie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. But at the same time, you didn't know that
Phil Kessel was going to be that good.
No, you knew that. You knew that he was going to be good, but you didn't know what those first round picks were going to end up being. Toronto could have been great. They could have won the cup for some way. And then next thing you know, you're getting a 30th overall pick.
30th
for Kessel, and it's like, is it worth it at that point? I don't think so.
But then once it worked out, it worked out.
Yeah.
Until they traded Sagan. So what ended up happening is they traded Phil Kessel for Dougie Hamilton and Louis Eriksson.
Honestly, they ended up just like, I understand you're paying him that much and you're against the cap, but and I guess maybe Sagan might have not been the player that he is today if he stayed at Boston. He
had a ridiculous shooting percentage. He only had like 1 goal, and I think he led the league in shots that hit the last time he played in the playoffs for the Boston.
Yeah, in the playoffs, he had a ridiculous amount of shots, but only 1 goal.
But he was so young when they traded him too.
Exactly.
It's like you saw 20, what he could have been.
He was 20, 21, 22.
So he earned his first contract because he was making $6 million. First off,
true. So
Peter Chiarelli, have you never heard of bridge deals?
No, apparently not.
Apparently not. It's just like throwing money at their face. That's why they couldn't afford to keep him, because they had to sign Krejci, Krejci.
Right.
And somebody else.
Was it Lucic, Marchand?
It was one of them. I think it was Marchand. You had to sign those guys, so it's like they thought that was their future. So you trade Seguin because he was making money and he had term.
I guess so.
And they weren't playing him like they should have.
He was on their third line.
On a wing too. He wasn't even playing center.
He wasn't playing center. Yeah. Was it
And
Brandon Campbell?
Well, I guess that ended up being good for him then, because he might, like I said, he might not have been the player that he is today if he didn't get traded.
Tyler Seguin's sick.
He is. Well, his tattoos are cool too.
He's just a cool dude in general.
His tattoos are cool.
And the man knows style.
He does know style. He's just
a cool dude overall.
He's a lady killer.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Have you ever not seen the pictures where there's like 20 girls and there's him just like
They're just like Tyler Seguin. I kind of want his.
And you know what? If he parties a lot, he parties a lot. Like
Patrick Kane parties a lot.
It's fun.
Yeah, but
people enjoy
cabbies
that.
In the face too.
Oh, Patrick, I love.
Who's young and doesn't party? Really?
No one.
Valedictorians.
Maybe. They still do.
But do you see a lot of those in the NHL? No. I don't. It's not advertised at least.
Craig Adams. He went to Harvard.
Well, Craig Adams is also he's like 38. So you know what? I doubt Craig Adams does a lot of partying.
He went to Harvard.
Yeah, so he's gonna sit on the bench and do some math.
He's a smart guy.
He's like, you know what?
He might have been a social degree. You don't know he was doing math. He might have been a social works degree.
No, I'm pretty sure it's math.
Was it math?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's math. But who else went? Someone went to Yale, I think, on the Penguins. Lapierre, maybe.
Was it Asham?
No, like this season.
This season,
someone else went to Ivy League college.
Asham's story. You know Aaron Asham's story, right?
Do you know it?
He didn't start playing hockey until he was 15.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And then
you can tell.
But he made the NHL. Like anyone who makes the NHL can play.
He was a boxer from the age of 1 to 14.
He's like, why don't I just put some skates on?
Yeah, put some skates on and kick people's asses.
Why not? You know, he obviously
he wasn't that bad.
He had a few clutch goals for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Every now and then.
He was part of the 09 team, right?
Dude, I hated him when he was a Flyer.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh my God.
Hated Steve Downey when he was a Flyer too.
True. Well, it's just like I hate Max Talbot now.
No, I can't hate Talbot. Love Talbot.
He's not even on.
He's not on the Flyers either.
He's on
the Flyers for a while.
He's on the non-playoff team Bruins.
I still have to hate him. I hate the Bruins.
He was on the Avalanche before that, Greg. So keep up, Max Talbot.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's like when Yagoski is still playing on the Penguins.
I hate Yager because he's on the Flyers.
You know what playoff match?
We
didn't talk about.
He's on the Panthers.
There's a playoff match I forgot to talk. We didn't talk about.
What's that? Oh, okay. So how long do you think the Sharks and the Dallas game's gonna go?
Oh, geez.
Series.
Wait, no. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Can you win though?
You came into me for a second. But
yeah,
I'm smarter than that. I was like,
oh yeah.
I was like Dallas. No.
You were going with it for a second.
That was previous podcast. My prediction was Dallas was going to win the cup.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Dallas was going to at least be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if Sagan was injured the whole season, they could have been a playoff team.
Maybe if they had a good goalie.
Good goalie, better defense, older defense.
Did you guys see the Klingberg contract?
7 years,
making 4.2.
I don't know if I would have signed that if I was.
I think that's a good deal because he was arguably their best defenseman. This year.
But 7 years.
Okay, I don't like the term. I never like when I see a 7-year term. But if he actually turns into the player that I think he's going to be, that's a steal.
Oh yeah, it's either a steal for them or he's just making bank sitting in the AHL.
He just literally made a lifetime's worth of money.
Exactly.
To not play hockey. But I think he had like 10 goals.
Yeah, actually,
plus 40 points. That's pretty solid for.
Now that I think about it, I wouldn't complain about 4. If I was the best defenseman in the league, whatever. Still making $4 million.
You're still making
year.
You're still making a lifetime's worth of money. He could
in a year
playing hockey for a living.
Yeah.
Well, not even a year. Like at the end of that contract, he doesn't have. If he's smart with it, he doesn't have to work.
Yeah. Oh no way.
And most likely he's going to sign another contract.
And he's going to be how old?
He's like
26, 25.
I know he's older than that. I think he's going to be about 28, 29, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how old he is. Not 100% sure, but I know he's younger. And he's proven that 10 goals by any defenseman in the NHL, that's solid.
By a defenseman, of course. And can I say another thing about the Stanley Cup this year?
For sure.
There's also... This is one of the first Stanley Cups that only, I think, two teams from the previous Stanley Cup series is back in this Stanley Cup.
What do you mean?
Like, more teams that weren't in the Stanley Cup from last season are in the Stanley Cup this season.
Because...
a lot of teams that they didn't expect to make it made it. Like, LA didn't make it. Everyone expected LA to make the Cup since the beginning of the year.
Everybody expected Boston to be
exactly, same thing. And it didn't happen.
It's rough. It's really rough.
That's what makes this, I think, just such a great Stanley Cup to watch.
I think it's interesting for sure. There's going to be a lot of underdog series.
He's at 23
so it'll be 30 when the contract ends, and maybe 31.
Yep.
It's great. That's great. You just signed him pretty much throughout his prime, most likely.
I was going to say, he's not going to make any big bucks after that.
4.2 is pretty big bucks, and that's pretty much a regular NHL these days anymore.
Well, plus,
a good one.
If he's been good those last, from 28 till 30, he will make 8. Maybe 10 by then because of the salary cap goes up.
I would say if the cap goes up, they got him at a complete steal.
They still do.
Yeah.
Which is why long-term deals are understandable.
They're
but they're
risky.
So risky.
But they can work.
The Dupuis contracts and the Kunis contracts
screwed us.
Yeah, I mean, Dupuis we can't really hate on.
Dupuis not bad.
Playing.
Dupuis can still...
It's the injury.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. He could come back and he might not be the same player he was before.
I mean,
we said that about when he tore his ACL. And that could have ruined him entirely if he came back and played excellent.
The first, how many hours? 15 games he played. He played great.
He was the best I've ever actually seen him play.
But he's getting older. Like you still. That's still a factor. Chris Kunitz dropped off. He's only had like 2 goals in his last 30 games. So ridiculous. I've seen him miss the net so many times, and it's like, how do you... Before, like, that was a for sure shot goal. Like, you expected Kunitz to get that. But we just got to hope that Dupuis doesn't screw us, because we already have 1 bad contract on this team. Well, 2 if you count Scuderi. That's going to be hard to get rid of. 3?
Kunitz, Dupuis, and Scuderi.
Well, we don't know about Dupuis yet. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't really judge him until he's back and he's playing.
Yep. Yeah. Because if he's playing, great contract.
Yeah.
I think on a perfect team, Dupuis is a great third-line player.
It was a great line when you had Kunitz, Dupuis, and Crosby. You lose, like, exactly what happened. You lose any one of them, done. You lose Dupuis, Kunitz can't play with Crosby,
But this team was good without Crosby at one point.
Yeah, we did fine. We won a couple games without Malkin and Crosby with just Jussi Jokinen.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. There have been very scary times as a Penguin fan.
We brought in Jussi Jokinen as our first line center,
and he was good.
He was good.
He destroyed it, and then he had another great season after that, and now he's making bank. In Florida.
I went to his first game when we played New York. It was great. The Rangers.
He still had a pretty good solid year in Florida.
He had a goal to tie it up. And then he won it in the shootout for us.
I remember that game.
I love the shootout moves.
He was so good in the shootout. They got old because he
did the same thing.
Yeah.
The shootout moves are dang.
But before anyone knew what he was doing, it was just like that dude. That's your Eric Christensen's in the shootout. That guy, one guy, well, not per se because Eric Christensen couldn't score during regulation, but still, he was for sure going to be great for you in the shootout. Like you could put him out there and expect 50% of the time this dude's going to probably get you a goal.
You know, shootout moves are dirty.
Who?
The Kinners.
That's true, but
they're like the same.
But you know who else has good shootout moves?
Who?
Patty Kane. But Greg wouldn't know about that because he thinks he's bad.
That's actually my...
Yeah, he might lose it.
He might lose it because he's nervous.
That's the go-to move on ice for me.
The Patty Kane?
I don't have the quickest hands, but I slow down, stop in front of the net, wait for him to move one way, and then shoot it the other.
How many times do you score?
Well, I've never been in a shootout on ice recently, but whenever we do shootouts like in practice...
Oh, I thought you meant in like actual games.
No, never in a game, but in practice I score all the time.
You know what Greg does do in a shootout though during games is
missing that.
No, he does that. Yeah. Greg loves missing that. He likes to just be a dick and maybe say things he shouldn't say, like how our goalie's weak on 5-hole.
Oh,
as a guy's going down to shoot on your goalie.
Yeah. Okay, so our nickname for our goalie is Timmy 5-hole because he doesn't have the best 5-hole. So the other team's first shooter goes. Greg goes, "Go Timmy 5-hole!"
No,
that's exactly what you did.
No, I did not say.
He didn't scream it, but he said loud enough for the guy to hear.
I will say it in the exact same voice I said. I said Timmy 5-hole. That's all I said.
But you were relatively close to him.
I was relatively close, but that's all I said. I just went Timmy 5-hole.
Yeah, and then what's the guy do? Goes down, snubs a 5-hole.
Shoots a 5-hole.
But it was general. I mean, I guess it was quiet enough that you could hear me. But
it was dead quiet because the ref was like, "Okay, go," and nobody was saying anything, and then you hear Greg go, "Timmy 5-hole," and then the guy goes 5-hole.
But. All right, I'll take the blame, but I'm just saying you guys made it out to be a lot worse than it was. All I did was good.
Lost the game.
Well, you lost us the game.
Okay, I just want you to know that. I just want you to know when you try and go sleep tonight.
Says that Lou that didn't score in his shot.
Because I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go that game?
No.
Oh,
Mitch and Sean went.
Says that Mitch that didn't score in his shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows who it is. Well, you know what we actually got? Get the guys, which feel free to send them in. We got a user submitted question from the Minnesota sports guy. He said, "Who do you guys like in?"
Yeah.
MN Sports
Guy
7.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You have to have 7.
Excuse me. He said, "Who do you guys like in the St. Louis versus Minnesota series?" We kind of touched on it, but
St. Louis.
St. Louis. But Dubnyk could be that X factor.
Dubnyk could. Granlund still playing great.
But you know what? I think the issue with St. Louis is they don't have a number one goalie. Like they do, but they don't know who they want.
Their goalie controversies are killer in the playoffs.
That's why you don't just say, "Hey, you know what, Corey Crawford, you're not playing.
Exactly.
Scott Darling's going in."
Yeah.
You gotta have confidence in your goalie.
Yep, that's why.
And I don't think they necessarily have confidence right now. They're kind of Jake Allen starts some games. Brian Eilert starts the other. I think Jake Allen, if most likely, he deserves the chance to prove that he deserves to be the number one, but. They lost the first game.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's one game.
It's going to be a good series. I mean, it's not going to be a sweep. We already know that for sure, but it's a tight game.
This is the time for Parise and Suter to prove that they're worth their money.
Well, I don't actually know if it was the goalie's problem the first game, because Jake Allen actually had a better save percentage than Devin Dubnyk.
Really?
Yeah, Dubnyk had a 90 save percentage, and the other guy, Jake Allen, had a 92.
Well, you kind of
so
expect
they had more
that
shots.
Because, yeah, you expect that.
All I can say in this series is that maybe St. Louis is just the same thing that they've always been. Sorry to St. Louis, but chokers.
No, they don't choke. They play against L.A. or Chicago in the first round every time.
This team is so stacked offensively, St. Louis.
It's like, how can you not pick them to win?
And Tarasenko is just
ridiculous.
He took over as their best player forward, at least. Yep. So, and then when you have the issue that who's going to be your top two defensemen, that's a good issue to have because Pietrangelo is great, Shattenkirk's great.
Their team
back,
altogether,
right?
Yep. They're just. Oh.
And then they got McAllister, and now they have a solid right side. They have three solid right-handed players, and then on the left side, then they got Bortz as their seventh. So
yeah, and also Minnesota has the best penalty kill in the league, so they're gonna score very little power play goals, which is
you gotta keep it 5-on-5, and you gotta score 5-on-5.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna hurt the bracket, but I really hope Minnesota loses. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to because of my bracket, but I got a little scared watching that first game, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was pretty scary because Minnesota outplayed St. Louis.
But I think the problem with St. Louis last year was they didn't really have a center who was strictly for offense because Backes is kind of more of a defensive center, big body. He's going to grind you out.
He's a two-way.
Now they got Stastny in there.
Stastny's playing on the third line.
I swear they bumped him up to the second.
Who's, what's his name? The new guy. The guy. Hold on. He's on my...
Fact check.
Laterra?
Yeah.
Was he playing second line?
He has been for all season mostly.
I swore they said Stastny was playing top six.
He might have been...
Well, one of them were playing on the team somewhere in some place.
You know what? Both of them... Laterra was a great signing for them.
Exactly.
But I think Stastny is another guy that's gonna create more plays for you that they didn't have last year.
There's the whole entire team is just, I think, all around. They play together well. They just are all around really good team. That's why I picked them to win the cup.
They've had relatively the same core the past few years, so that kind of you get that chemistry going. You kind of know where guys are going to be at. You're going to be ahead of the team per se if they don't have that same sort of chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, but Minnesota has the same pretty good chemistry. They have the same core that they've had for a while.
But they've had younger guys coming in like Granlund, who's proven himself to actually be an NHL player.
And I actually brought up the St. Louis lines. Yoni Laterra is playing first line.
Really?
David Backes is on the second line. Stastny's the third, and Marcel is on.
So you weren't wrong. You said that he was playing second, so you were right. But
no,
I thought he was playing second. He was
playing third. Stastny.
Oh, okay.
But that's still a sick third line. Schwartz, Stastny, and Berglund. That could be a second line on most teams.
Yeah, this is a great team.
Kind of reminds me of the Penguins whenever they had whenever they had Stahl. Yeah.
I don't think we were ever stacked that much though.
We were pretty stacked that season.
No, because we never
Malkin,
had
Crosby, Stahl.
Malkin,
Crosby, Stahl. Malkin, Crosby, Stahl.
Greg.
Center wise,
yes, slap him again. There you go.
Winger wise, we didn't have a Tarasenko.
We didn't have a TJ.
I'm sorry, Billy Guerin is not Tarasenko.
But Kunitz and Dupuis were playing to that standard at one point.
No, Billy Guerin was playing on that first line.
Kunitz was playing on the third line. Are you talking about the Stanley Cup?
I was talking about before that in the 2008 season.
No, he wasn't here in the 2008 season.
Yeah.
Really?
No, we had Hossa that year.
Even better.
But then Hossa was like, "Hey."
Hossa. Yeah. Okay, so there's a TJ Oshie.
But we were still stacked to an extent.
Nowhere near as much
center
as
wise, but winger wise, we've never had that quality of wingers in the Crosby Malkin.
I can agree with that.
We had, you're right. We had better centers because Laterra, he's not better than Crosby.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
So at the same point, we were just about as stacked as them.
No.
To an extent, yeah.
No,
not as evenly distributed. If you take some of Crosby's standpoints and put it off the wing, yeah.
We were built in a different
standpoint, but we're just as stacked.
I wouldn't say so.
No.
Well, you're just disagreeing with me then. There's no facts to back up our points. There's no facts that we can say. There's no point.
We need to go on NHL 08, see the overalls, and then look at NHL 15, and then whoever's overalls.
Okay. We'll take EA's word for it.
Because EA knows all.
Because ratings in NHL are actually accurate.
They are. They have to be.
I'm just saying that we're just disagreeing in a standpoint. There's no real facts to back it up. Even if...
Except that me and Keith are right. That's a fact.
100%.
Maybe the listeners are with me. Maybe
no, because
vote on it. Tell us on Twitter who's right.
Just because we're not
Greg, #Keith.
We're not going to agree because Greg just loves to just prove his point until it's just driven into the ground and it's just dead.
This sounds like a debate.
You know what?
Okay,
debate.
Next week, Keith.
Yeah.
We've been.
You know what?
We've been ganging up on Greg.
We have.
We need to cool that down.
Okay.
We are two very intelligent.
More intelligent than me.
In hockey. You're pretty smart.
Okay.
Yeah, but
we got more hockey
knowledge, yes.
Yeah. Too intelligent, too very adamantly on one side once we're on it. Yeah. Stubborn.
Very
stubborn.
Won't give up.
I think most hockey fans are stubborn.
Yes. So, me versus you, next week.
We can do that.
When do you get the Penguins? When do you get St. Louis? I'm not going to tell you who gets who.
No. Let's get a different topic.
If you would like to hear us debate about something, just send it in.
Send us
at @breakout_tweets. We would love to see. We love talking to you guys. It's fun.
Yep.
And join us on our live tweets entirely, definitely.
For sure,
Keith's been live tweeting a lot with the fans.
Yep.
I like to. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like to see what you guys are doing, see what's up, see other opinions on NHL games going on throughout the night, because I try and watch as much as I can during the playoffs because it's just fun. I love this time of the year. It's so exciting.
It's the Christmas of hockey.
Oh, how nice.
And then we get the draft lottery tomorrow, so we get to know where McDavid's going.
It's like opening a new present every day.
Oh, it's so great.
It's the Hanukkah of hockey. #Hanukkah of hockey.
I don't agree. At all.
7 days.
This is much longer than 7 days. It's like a whole month.
Okay, what's a month?
30 days.
Lent.
The Lent of hockey.
Lent is negative, though.
All right, whatever. It's the holiday of hockey.
Well, we thought we were done with the podcast, but apparently we're not.
We're not. Well, Greg is.
Well, Greg is, because Greg doesn't have input apparently on this.
But
yeah, screw Greg. But apparently, right after we finished recording, Jarrett Stoll was in Vegas, just partying it up.
Yep.
Because the Kings didn't make the playoffs. And what happened?
Well, he has been arrested and for allegedly... I'm trying to say this nice politically correct. Allegedly. Oh, now Greg decided to join us.
Allegedly.
He was detained for possessing cocaine and ecstasy in Vegas. Allegedly.
Well, since they're talking about putting a hockey team in Vegas, do you think this is something that could be a problem if players start going there?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? People don't want to go up to Vegas?
I think there's coke everywhere. Party?
I mean, there is, but Vegas is just, there's more of a vibe to party, have a good time. And if you're there, living there 24/7, I mean,
I don't think so.
You have family that lives in Vegas 24/7. Yeah. I'm sure they don't party all the time, right?
They're retired. They drink a lot of tequila. They start drinking around 2 every day.
Okay, so they're asleep by 8. Is that the vibe that you get from Vegas?
No, they're pretty chill.
Have you visited out in Vegas?
I've been out in Vegas, and it really isn't that crazy, to be honest. I mean, unless you're in the clubs, which is not hard to get into, but it's expensive. It's expensive to have a night out. The casinos really aren't that crazy. If you're into gambling, I guess it is, because it's exciting. But, I mean, there's nice restaurants and things. It's actually kind of just like a nice place to go. It's like walking downtown in the Strip in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And something else, right afterward, Shea Weber went out. Apparently, he might see some time off.
Yep.
Right foot.
Right foot after hit by Brandon Saad, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't even a bad hit.
Well, no, not a bad hit.
It wasn't a bad hit at all. It's just...
It's
just hockey. And you can't really see that. And it didn't look like his skate clipped him or anything, but probably hit his leg funny. Might see some time off.
Pain. He didn't play the rest of the game. And
bad news for the Predators.
Yeah.
Good news for the Hawks.
But they still won 6-2.
Yeah, it was a very convincing win.
Corey Crawford has played 4 periods in these playoffs and let in 9 goals.
Yeah,
so it's impressive. That is a high caliber goaltender right there.
That's something. That's a feat.
That's a Stanley Cup winning goaltender.
Yeah, that is I think so.
Yeah.
It's also the first 2 games. You don't know that this is going to be the whole.
Do you also think Game 3, Scott Darling's starting? They haven't announced anything.
They haven't announced anything.
I can give him a go.
But we talked about it earlier on last night we recorded this, but. Mm-hmm.
Has your mind changed since then?
No, it's just he's only. It's 2 bad games. It's 2 bad games, and you're just gonna start. You're gonna put in the backup.
2 really bad games.
Yeah, well, I think you'll start him in the third game. If he does bad again, Scott Darling goes again. If you see if you see 2 fluky goals, just pull him.
Yeah. Plus, you already have a win. Yeah. You won't be down 3-0 if you lose the 3rd game.
For sure. So that's why I just don't think you don't just take all your vote of confidence out of your goalie.
I think you do.
He's been there. He's been there for 2 cups.
But there's also been, I think, wasn't it the year after Fleury won the cup? He sucked in the playoffs, and they pulled him and put in the backup, and he did very well. He took them through the series and did the next series.
Yeah, but there's Vokutin. He's been there, done that.
Yeah, he was a starting goalie.
If he's hot,
Scott Darling is never played in the NHL before.
Yeah. Well, he did fine in my vision.
In 1 game.
There were no fluky saves. There was nothing, it kind of just hit him in the glove. He made positional saves.
Yeah, he's great back-to-back, like side-to-side goalie.
Yep.
Since he's so big, but...
And that's what the Hawks need. They take away the shot, they give the pass.
Yeah, I think I agree with Keith. 2 fluky goals in Game 3, and then he's out for the rest of the playoffs.
If Scott Darling comes in and makes a case that he deserves the job,
then yes. That of course. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at breakout_tweets. You can listen to us on SoundCloud and iTunes at The Breakout Podcast. And you can email us questions at contactthebreakout@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.